This is Faith Break, a podcast about recognizing God moments in our everyday lives, with Karen Luke and Ann Gallagher. In this special episode, our parish teens who attended the National Catholic Youth Conference share their God moments from the pilgrimage. As Pope Leo said, they're not just the church of the future, they are the church right now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Faith Break. I am Ann Gallagher.
And I'm Karen Luke.
And we have a very special guest here. This is Emma.
Hi.
And Emma was one of the teens to come with us to the National Catholic Youth Conference last November. And you actually came 2 years ago as well, so you're a two-time attendee. And we are here to present to you a very special episode of our podcast because we will be turning things over to our parish teens who went on the conference. And they are going to share in their own words what NCYC meant to them and why it is such a great thing for our parish to support. So before we pass it to all the other teens, Emma, do you want to share anything about why NCYC was meaningful? Or
it's good to have other people to know what you think about being Catholic and to know what they think about their beliefs of being a Catholic.
Mm-hmm. What was it like to have 17,000 people all saying Mass together?
It was like different a little bit. It's not like regular Mass with a couple hundreds of people being in church, but in a stadium is like really huge, doing like some icebreakers with the sister and the brother. It's a lot different than just going out of state with it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Emma, if you had one, what was your like best memory?
Of course the comedians. They were really funny, kept me going.
So what you're going to see now is some conversations that we had with our teens, our NCYC teens, and they're going to try to tell all of our listeners and viewers a little bit more about what happens at the National Catholic Youth Conference and how it impacted their faith moving forward. And to say thank you, too, for all the support that our parish has given them. Mm-hmm. You want to add anything, Karen?
No, I continue to, that NCYC continues to be a highlight of being a youth minister and faith formation director working for the church. And it was very exciting to have that time with Emma and the other kids. Mm-hmm. And I'm just hoping that the next time we go, which is in 2027, our goal is to have 27 kids.
Yep.
So
we had 15 this time. We're going for 27
so
and 27.
I just continue to keep all the teens and kids in your prayers. And
you guys are in for a treat. Our teens are awesome, and I hope you really enjoy hearing all about their NCYC experience. What's the first thing you want people to know about NCYC?
The best way I can describe it is everyone who's at NCYC is so genuinely excited to be at NCYC, and that is contagious. So I actually saw they were on the recap video, they were interviewing people on, can you describe NCYC in one word? And I didn't find the guy that was interviewing. But if I did, I would have said it's contagious because the love is contagious. The happiness, the joy is contagious. So that's what I've told everyone is it's not so much the things you do, but it's the group, it's the people that really make it so special.
You think like a giant Catholic conference sounds like serious, but it's just very, very like fun, and everyone's literally, they're dancing and they're jumping and they're singing. It's like you feel like you can do whatever. Like there's no judgment. It's loud, but it's just it's very fun.
Yeah, there's like a very special environment with it that you don't get in many other places of life, where like just going in, having no fear with it, knowing that it's 16,000 people, you won't really see any of them again, where if you make a mistake when talking to someone, there's no worry with it. You get to just move on with life.
I would say, like, definitely just go. Like, even if you don't have, like, your, like, best friends going, because I don't know, like, no one from my school, like, went, or, like, anyone that I was, like, super close with, but I think you'll definitely make friendships and, like, grow relationships, and especially your relationship with Jesus, which I think is the most important thing.
The person you were before NCYC is definitely not going to be the person you are after NCYC. There's definitely a lot of, at least for me, definitely a lot of growth that was made at my NCYCs, and I feel like that applies no matter how many times you go. Like, I went twice, and both times
you get different stuff out of it.
Yes, for sure.
Where did you see God at NCYC?
I remember the first day we were at Mass, and before Mass they were offering confession, and I was waiting in line, and I was waiting, and then I was right there, and then the priest walked out and gave me kind of that, I'm sorry, like, type of look, like,
No forgiveness.
yeah, that awkward kind of look, and then I was like, you know, I knew that they were offering confession, I think the next day or something like that. So then, yeah, I just went the next day, and I was waiting in line, and this lady was kind of going through line. She was like, I'm looking for anyone that, like, was discerning becoming, like, a priest or has ever thought about it. And I was like, I've definitely thought about it. Like, it's definitely something I've considered. And I was like, yeah, like, I have. And she was like, okay, come to the front of the line. And because I have a priest that wants to talk to, like, a young man that has been, like, considering that. And I was like, perfect, I get to cut the line. So then I sat down, and it was like, I don't know, it was, the conversation I had with the priest was just so, like, powerful and so, like, relatable, and some of the stuff that he said was just, like, really, like, smart and really, like, I don't know, just definitely something that I still think about. And the Holy Spirit was definitely present. It was just so, like, heavy, and I don't know, it just was a really good confession, and I don't know, it was like I was meant to be paired with him. So
there was a bishop that was talking about a technique of prayer, and it was supposed to be in a group of 2 people or 3 people that you pray over each other. But instead of that, we got all huddled into a huge group of our entire parish, and Will prayed over us, and it was the most beautiful part of the trip, I feel like. And it was just so powerful. That group, I felt, was so absolutely, everyone in that group was absolutely necessary for that group. It was perfect.
The priest at my school was giving a homily, and he said that confession is the closest thing to heaven on earth. And I feel like that's why I really felt God at confession, because I really did feel very close to him at that moment. And being able to talk to this priest, he definitely, like, wore the face of God for me in that moment. And yeah, that was my God moment.
Mine was actually confession related to, it's my other God moment. It was actually before confession, when it was just me and Elizabeth in the line. I was like I was really nervous. Like, first confession, I was like terrified. I didn't even know what to say. And then there was this like guy that was in front of us who just like turned back because we were talking. I'm like, I'm so scared. And he's like, don't be nervous at all. Like, it's the best feeling, whatever. Like, and then he quoted Luke 15:7, which I had never heard anyone quote just like randomly before, but it was like, that's my absolute favorite quote, and it has been since I read the Bible. And that was my like,
could you
tell us what it is? For there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner that repents than 99 sinners who need no repentance. And I was like, I felt like I was like meant to be here. Like, God wanted this person to give me this message. It just felt amazing.
And that quote like fits perfectly for confession
too. Yeah, he like said it at the perfect time, and he was like really nice.
Quite literally, when we did adoration, And it's just like, I guess like we knew the whole like transubstantiation thing was a thing, and like we've talked about that in confirmation. But like it really clicked during adoration, like a little bit. It was like that is God right in front of my face in a physical form. And every single week at Mass, he's right in front of my face. And it's just like that finally clicked in my brain, and it was like, that's really cool that my God comes down to earth every single Sunday for me and all the people around me.
Yeah, I gotta follow up with seeing God at adoration. There's just something special about it.
Okay, so I think my biggest one was at like the very, very end when we were at like the final like stadium thing.
The closing
like,
mass? Was it
yeah,
the closing mass?
I wasn't feeling too good, so I was like a little down. And then someone just came up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have an awesome smile." And they're just like, "God bless." And I was like, that was like the biggest I saw God in someone. Like that just felt awesome. It was just super sweet.
What are some of the moments you want to remember?
I really want to remember like what it feels like to be like so close to God, and all of those moments, like feeling like so strong in my faith that I want to like continue that like throughout my life.
The thing I'd like to remember most is not even one particular event, but the love that I was shown. Above everything else, I feel like NCYC taught me what God's love looks like and how I can love like God, and what the impact of that love has on people. So I will always have a different perspective on love and unconditional love. And so that was the thing that I was thinking about and taking away from the trip. I want to love like God as much as I can and in as many places as I can, because that's the thing that has the biggest impact on people.
You're so good at it.
Yeah, I think NCYC is just like a very magical moment when you're there. There's nothing that you can really do that's wrong, and nothing that you can't take from NCYC that we can't apply into our everyday faith, where it's very special to most of the kids that go, if not all.
I think definitely adoration. That was just the best memory. I think it was just like seeing everyone in the entire stadium, just like everyone was just kind of like letting go. They weren't trying to like hold everything together. They were just like vulnerable. And I looked around and I'm like, I don't know, like you're allowed to just like feel whatever you wanted to feel. And it was just really, really amazing. Like realizing there were so many other Catholic teens out there that like loved like the Eucharist so much. And that was just the best memory.
I definitely want to remember all the friends that I made, because I made some good friends and I had a lot of fun. I just want to like remember the environment and like how everyone was just like so nice and uplifting.
So I think this was during Mass actually, and the priest said like NCYC was like peeking, like climbing on a mountain and like peeking in just a glimpse of heaven, and I felt like that was like really, like it felt like the closest to heaven, like that I can imagine what heaven will be like. And like I don't think you could go there without having like an amazing time, and it's really special.
What do you want our parishes to know about NCYC?
I really, really needed that boost. So I'm just really grateful for everyone that helped us get here, because it was just awesome.
Last NCYC was almost like my introduction to kind of taking in faith like as my own, not just like attending Mass with my family, but like really just taking initiative for my own faith and wanting to, see what it's all about. And I just learned so much, and I remember loving it. But this time I was able, after like 2 years of, living out faith, being able to go back and then learn even more, and then like also be reminded of the things that I heard at the first one, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely something that I want to bring back into my life, and these are some things that I can do in my life to, grow closer to God, and it's just such a good experience. It really just hits all the points.
I think people, like, when they want to get into the faith, or maybe they are, but they think it's, like, really strict, or they need to do all, like, these, like, this, and that, and to, like, follow and have a relationship with Jesus, where I think it really taught me that, like, it doesn't have to be that, like, serious. Like, there's a lot of, like, sacraments you do and stuff to lead you to that, but when it's just, like, it's just you and Jesus, like, then, which was really cool to see, yeah.
What do you get from NCYC that teens can't get anywhere else?
Like, a lot.
I feel like it's something you can't really even put into, like, words. Like, it was just, like, something you're never gonna probably experience it really again, like, on this earth at least. And, like, just, I don't know, it's just, like, how you felt. Like, I don't know, like, I thought about it, like, every day since. I think it's really helped.
There really is nothing like NCYC.
Like, I never really got it when people were, like, saying that, like, oh, you have to go, but, like, you have to go.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is how many people are, like, seeing all of the Catholic teens. Like, I think the biggest thing, especially when you're younger, is you don't want to do stuff that seems like, oh, no one else is doing this. Like, oh, no one else is, like, so, like, invested in their faith when you're a teen. But, like, when you go to NCYC and you see everyone doing it, it's like this is what you want to do. Like, it's awesome.
Anything you didn't get a chance to say that you want to make sure we share with everybody?
I love the Pope.
I love the Pope!
We love the Pope.
We love Pope Leo!
He's like a grandfather for every Catholic person.
And we love sisters.
Sister Elfie.
There was a palm tree in the Catholic mosh pit.
And there was also a pineapple.
Yeah.
Make sure that people know that. There was a pineapple in the Catholic mosh pit, and there was a palm tree in the Catholic mosh pit.
Also, you should come next time.
Yeah, I certainly talk about it still as well, but it was almost like bizarre, almost like FaceTiming the Pope, basically.
Yeah, I don't think I've even fully, like, thought about it. Like, I met the Pope. Like, I haven't, like, fully realized it yet.
I think it was, like, definitely, like, crazy because we've never had a Pope that, like, from America, or that, like, can speak, like English and is directly talking to teenagers. Like, it was like, it doesn't feel like it was the actual Pope, but, like, it was. It's crazy.
I was looking forward to most meeting just a bunch of different Catholics our age and being able to make those connections last forever.
What was the best thing you traded for at NCYC?
I think the best thing I traded for was one of my 16 hats I got during it. I think it was the construction hat. Was the greatest one.
And it's like a whole thing. It's like the progression of you're trying to trade up to get to like the ultimate hat that you want to get. And it was really hard to get rid of our beanies because it's kind of boring.
No, I think it was really easy.
It was fun. Bridget had a real knack for getting rid of the beanies.
Yeah.
So I ended up with this hat, which we had to keep because our mascot is Francis. And I mean, we got to keep the 6'7" hat because...
Karen.
It's because of Karen. Karen definitely.
She did too many 6'7" jokes over the weekend, honestly.
Is there ever an appropriate number of 6'7" jokes?
Maybe 6 or 7.
Every time we were, like, clipping the pins on people's, like,
people's at that
hoods.
One mask, the first mask.
Explain what happens with clothespins at NCYC.
So, like, everyone brings, like, clothespins that, like, sometimes they'll say, like, parishes or, like, messages and stuff. And you'll, like, pin them on people's, like, backpacks and, like, clothes when they're, like, not looking. And we learned that you could stack them.
Yeah.
Which was really
did we learn? The first mass, there was this poor boy was sitting in front of us, and all of us were seeing how many clothespins we could get on his hood, and it was like a chain. We just kept adding and adding and adding.
It was like 14 until
we got
we
got a lot of clothespins, and I think he went up for communion with them still on his hood.
Yeah, it was the whole time he left with them on.
So it was really funny.
And the breakout session one.
Oh,
we
yeah,
were all
that was
doing that.
good.
That one was
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's nowhere else that you can like do that where people aren't gonna
Yeah.
question you.
Yeah.
Or get mad.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's okay.
Yeah. What was it, like 16,000 like youth groups and teens from all over the place. And like even though we were all together in one place, like how you said, like if you looked around, it was just you and Jesus. Like it felt like no one else was around you, and you could definitely see that in the expressions of people, whether that was through like tears or like smiling and happy expressions or really any emotions. It was all across the board.
We hope that you enjoyed listening to our teens as they shared their experience with NCYC. And Emma, if a younger student came up to you and asked, why should I go to NCYC? What would be your answer?
Well, they should go because that's what you should do.
No,
You should just go.
You're not going to regret it, right?
You're not going to regret
You're
it.
not going to regret it. Never. No one ever regrets it.
Well, thank you to everybody for your prayers as we traveled with them and as we continue to keep this NCYC going within our diocese, but most importantly within our parish. Thank you so much.
Thanks for all the support you give to our young church. They're amazing, and our parish families are amazing. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for taking a faith break with us today. Karen Luke and Ann Gallagher are lay ministers with the parishes of St. Catherine of Siena in Mendon, New York, and Church of the Transfiguration in Pittsford, New York. More about our parishes, including weekly live-streamed Sunday Mass, can be found at stcath.org or transfigurationpittsford.org. Engineering today is by Jeff Beckett. Join us for new episodes of Faith Break each week in studio on YouTube or on your favorite audio podcast or music app.